So both of you spent time together at Robert Morris University. Was that the first time that you two crossed paths, or when was the first time you two crossed paths?
That was the first time we've ever played together, but we grew up playing against, obviously, of course, being from Ottawa, we didn't play too much in minor, but I think we played each other in travel ball once or something, didn't we?
Yeah, when I was
Edge
with
against the,
the Ottawa Capitals,
yeah.
we played you guys. And then I think when you were with the Buzz and I played Junior B with the Knights, we played each other in playoffs
Oh,
my
were
first
you
year
on
of
that
junior too.
that first round series?
Yeah, I was on
Okay, I
that Junior
remember
B
that.
team too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for first impressions of one another, we got to talk about this. We can talk about first impressions when you got to college or when you saw each other in juniors.
Well, I
I
think
think the first
I
time,
already knew who Smithers was just because you would have been at RMU or committed there, and my brother went there, so I kind of had an idea who he was. I'm not sure if he knew who I was yet, but like I kind of knew who he was, so I was watching him play.
he was the guy who's, I think you scored like 6 goals against us when we played against each other in that travel team.
Yeah.
So definitely knew who you were. And I think I was still taking face-offs then, playing midfield.
Okay, so that tees me up perfectly for the next question. At RMU, who's more of the setup guy? Who is more of the goal scorer? Who takes the cake on those two categories?
I think Ryan was a bit of both actually. He'd set me up and then he'd go and score 5 or 6 goals himself. So made my life easy.
I think
Ryan,
I think you had more. I think Corson's sophomore year, I think you had like 55 goals or something, didn't you?
I think so, something like that. But
I'm gonna give the goal scorer one to Corson. He had more goals than me in a season.
I like it, both of you. Very, very humble with that. So, what was the chemistry like between you two in your time at RMU? Were you on the field together a lot? I mean, break that down for me.
Yeah, I think Corson's freshman year, I was playing offensive midi, so we weren't playing too much together. We had a 3-year starter, Corson's, who was a senior Corson's freshman year, and him and Corson kind of split time, and Corson came in and made immediate impression, so he earned that playing time. But I think going into my junior year is when Corson and I both started playing super well together, and Corson, he's super easy to play with. You just feed him at any time, no matter if he has 3 guys on him or just a person on him, he just managed to catch the ball and find a way to put it in the net. So he made it easy playing with him. A lot of my assists came from just dumping it to him in the middle or on the outside, and he just put it in.
All right, Corson. So that leads me to ask you. I mean, Ryan just talked about how easy you were to play with at RMU. Is having Ryan here on this Nighthawks roster going to make your jump to the pros a little bit easier, you think?
yeah, I think so. We already have that chemistry built from playing together at school, and obviously I think he knows my game a little bit, so he has confidence in feeding me the ball, and I have confidence in him playing with the ball. So I think that'll make the transition a lot easier for me.
And speaking of that transition period, both of you went back to RMU for those fifth years of eligibility. How did that help both of you grow? Ryan, let's start with you on this, just because you already had a year in the National Lacrosse League. And then, Corson, we can kind of see your takeaways because you haven't gone to the pros yet.
Yeah, just it's another year to mature, get stronger, get more athletic, and just because when you're at school, you're playing 5-6 times a week with practices and games and scrimmages. Where when you get to the NLL, you get that one practice a week, and then a game or two on the weekends with kind of a pregame shoot around. And so it just allows you to grow that much more of a player, because once you hit the pros, it's a lot more on your own time, which makes it kind of harder to develop chemistry and whatnot once you get into games and practices. So just another year to mature, and another year playing 5-6 times a week with your teammates definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, Corson, is that why it was so important for you to go back for that fifth year as well?
Yeah, I think so. And then I think another thing that really I really matured with my fifth year was having Ryan my first 3 years and him being such a good leader. I was able to lean on him a lot. But since last year, obviously he moved on to the pros, I really had to step into that role and kind of figure it out for myself, because usually I relied a lot on him. But being able to mature and kind of fill his shoes a little bit, I think really helped me grow as a person.
Do you think you filled his shoes? You think you got that down?
I think I did a good enough job in the leadership role. I wouldn't say fill his shoes, but I did a good job.
Awesome. So what does excite you two the most about getting to play with one another again? I mean, what is there to look forward to with now two players that played with one another so well?
I know at school, whenever I played with Smithers, I think we always had fun, whether it be at practice, during games, or off the field. So I'm just excited to get back to that, have fun with them again. We're great friends. So it's just exciting to be able to, see each other more often again.
How about you,
Yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah, no, basically the same thing. Of course, just such a good guy and a good locker room guy. So definitely going to fit into our locker room and kind of the culture we've started building over the past couple of years. And just like Corson said, super excited to be around him more often now. And we get to see each other in 2 weekends at RMU Alumni Weekend and then right into camp after that. So definitely looking forward to having him around again.